Hello everyone. So the video that I'm going to film for you today, I also did one back in 2020. I'm going to be sharing with you the quotes that I received for some items that I'm looking to sell. I have 3 Chanel's and 1 Saint Laurent that I'm going to share with you. I submitted the bags to 3 different companies. One of them was Fashionphile, one of them was Yugi's Closet, and one of them was Rebag. I'll be sharing with you the highest quote that I received and who gave me the highest quote. The lowest quote doesn't really matter because in no circumstance am I going to take the lowest quote. So I will tell you a little bit about each bag, how long I've owned it, the general condition it's in, and then what I was quoted. So the first bag we're going to take a look at is the Saint Laurent Lulu camera bag. I'm the original owner of the bag. I purchased it a year and 3 months ago approximately from Saks Fifth Avenue. Because I'm the original owner, I kept the dust bag. I kept the sales tag, and it originally retails for $11.50. Once again, I got it for $8.50, and I also have the authenticity paperwork. I didn't keep the box. I don't think there's any need to keep original boxes. Companies don't seem to care too much about that. It's nice if you have it, but not a big deal. So here's the bag. It's black on black hardware. It does have its tassel down here. After a year and 3 months of ownership and use, it's softened a little bit up at the top, minimal amount of creasing, no damage to the bag at all. I have worn it and used it, but it doesn't really show any signs of wear. So I submitted it to 3 places. Once again, I paid $8.50 for the bag. And the highest quote that I got did come from Fashionphile, and the quote was $8.50. So it was a break even on this particular bag. There was no profit and no loss. So the next bag we're going to take a look at is my Chanel Trapezio in the size small. It was released in approximately 2015, and I got it when it was released. I have all of its original stuff. I have the authenticity card, the tags, the box I got, the ribbon, the felt, everything. I paid at the time, as you can see right there, $3,000. So that was the actual price that I paid. Of course, there was tax added. I submitted it for a quote to Yugi's, Fashionphile, and Rebag once again. And it's basically in brand new condition, you guys. I have a little bit of guilt admitting this, but I have not really gravitated to this bag. If you've never seen the Trapezio up close, I can definitely do a review on it before I let it go. Actually, I'm not even sure I'm going to let it go. I'm just sharing the quote with you. It's a little bit wide on the side, and that's always kind of troubled me a bit, the thickness of it and how it sits out a little bit from the body. And it's also sheepskin, and not a traditional caviar or lambskin. So I think that might be off-putting to a lot of people because they don't quite know what sheepskin is or how to, care for it. And it has these interior pockets. Mine's stuffed with some dust bags right now, but it has one back here, one right here, and one here. So it's kind of a bit like an accordion style bag. Really, really nice. And as you can see, it has like that chain that's going on the Chanel 19 right now, and it also has a long leather strap. Definitely I can do a review if I decide to keep it. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to let it go. So once again, submitted it to 3 places, and the original retail for it was $3,000. It's in the color navy, which is considered a very neutral color. So why don't you, in your mind, take a guess at pretty much a brand new bag, only been used like 2 or 3 times, no wear at all. What would I be offered? So the highest quote actually came from Yugi's, and the quote came in at $2,300. So I won't say anything further. I will leave that for you to determine if it's a good offer or not. But I paid $3, and with absolutely no use and wear, I was offered $23. Keep in mind, this is a seasonal bag. It is not a classic, and seasonal bags will always do significantly worse on the resale market than anything classic. So the next bag is a Chanel mini shoulder bag. This bag is approximately 30 years old, and I've been the owner of it for 15. So for half its life, I've been the owner, and it's got oversized quilts, as you can see. It's got a turn lock with the 24 karat hardware. It's got that little notch to indicate that. And it does have use. I've used it and owned it for a really long time, obviously, so you can see quite a lot of creasing on the lambskin from being opened and closed, but the interior is super clean. I keep all of my bags' interiors clean, as I've mentioned before. and then this side has a little bit of creasing. It has a super long strap. It's got like a 23, 24-inch strap, so much longer than some of the bags that they produce today. I bought this 15 years ago, and at the time I got it through a consignment store locally, and it didn't come with anything, no authenticity card, no paperwork, no box or dust bag. So I submitted it for a quote just like this to Yugi's, Fashion File, and Rebag. The quote from Fashion File and Yugi's was identical. So both of them came in at exactly the same price, and I'm sorry to let this go. If you've ever watched my channel videos before, you know that obviously I'm very sentimental about this bag because it was the first bag I ever bought, the first Chanel. Actually, one of the first Chanels, I'm sorry. I paid $500 15 years ago, and Yugi's and Fashion File both offered me $400 for the bag. So over a course of 15 years and definitely some usage, I have lost $100 on the bag. Okay, so the final bag that I submitted for a quote is my mini Hamptons bag. This is a crossbody bag that opens with a turn down lock, and it's got a full chain inside, very clean in there. It's much more spacious than a traditional walk. I've been the owner, and it's got a cute little top handle. I've been the owner of this bag for 3 years. It was purchased in 2017, and it was purchased resale, but it came with everything. It came with its box, which I've put to the side now, dust bag. It came with its authenticity card and paperwork, and also its felt. So 3 years ago in 2017, it was actually January of 2017, I purchased it, and I paid $1,100, so $1,100 for this bag, and off resale. I believe it retailed for $1,900 at the time it came out, and I submitted it once again to Fashion File, Rebag, and Yugi's, and the highest quote came from Fashion File in this case. And once again, I paid $1,100, and 3 years later, I was offered $910, I believe was their offer. So $910 for 3 years of use, and or 3 years of ownership rather, and it doesn't really have too much use. When I photographed this for them, I did tell them that there was a little bit of color loss on the edges, but other than that, there's really not too much to say on this one. It didn't really it got a lot of wear, but it didn't look like it. So this is held up really, really nice, and it was able to get me quite a lot of my money back, which I'm pleased with. I hope this has been helpful for you guys in some way. Like I said, I did it last year, and I think it's important for people to upload and show the kind of quotes that they get when they submit items, because it's really important for buyers to realize, if you've never been in the luxury market before, that most of the time when you purchase something, you are not going to make your money back. You might break even, you might, in very rare instances, get a little bit more back, but certainly a majority of the time it will be a loss, and the losses can be very significant. So it's not something to play around with. You know, you really have to like what you buy and keep it, or plan to keep it for a long time, because who has the ability to throw money away like that all the time? You know, it's heartbreaking to get quotes sometimes and have them come back and be really bad, or not what you anticipated. So really take time and consideration in the purchases that you make, and wherever you can. I'm a huge advocate of buying pre-loved, because you will suffer losses, and the best way to mitigate those losses is by buying pre-loved in the beginning, and then you're paying less from the start. Once again, I hope it's helpful. If you have any questions or you'd like to ask anything about these bags, most of them do have reviews on my channel, and I'm willing to answer any questions you may have about the quotes or the quote process. It's very easy. You just take pictures and submit, and wait a few days and get your answer. I hope it's helpful. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and have a good day. Bye-bye.